you can go ahead.
Oh, we're good now? I thought we were waiting on something. d4rg0n, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, let's go to the character select screen so we can explain.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So, we have 4 different characters to choose from here. We're going to be going with our specialized characters. Mannix is going to be playing the character he was going to play as in the solo run. I'm going to be playing my specialized character of choice, which is the mage, known as Shia.
Yeah, and the cool thing is they are very different, and we work together really well as a... Not the runners only, but I mean, like, the characters make up for each of their weaknesses, so it's a pretty good tandem. So yeah, timer starts as soon as d4rg0n's gonna press go on the character select, so if you want to count us down, we'll get going.
Yep. So, let's start countdown from 3. 3, 2, 1, go.
Start by grabbing.
Yeah. So we're gonna start by grabbing a couple of Dolls of Life. These are meant to revive us in the event that we do die, and there's a decent chance this can happen. Especially in this level. Yeah. So the thing with this game is at least with this level here, there's a lot of randomness. So there's 3 different paths we can go to get to the boss, and only one of them will actually take us to the boss. So we gotta hope that this one here takes us right to the boss. Didn't take us there, so now we're gonna lose about 30 seconds. This is normally a big reset point because of this, but yeah, now the goal is just to preserve our health so we don't end up dying, and sometimes these enemies are psychic with their defensive stances. Yeah, like so. And this is why we take the Doll of Life at the beginning. Because sometimes we get luck even as bad as this, where we even guess wrong the second time around and have to deal this way.
I'm stuck. Okay. Alright, so we just got the worst possible boss pattern.
Guys, do we have time for a quick donation before things heat up here?
Yep.
All right, we got a $20 donation from Keishi. It says, here's $20 to help with the push the first 1K. Let's do it. And we are just about $80 away from 1,000. Come on, chat. I know we can make it happen during this run. If not the next one.
Let's do it. So, I guess we'll talk about those gems that fell off the boss there. So there's 2 different types of gems we could pick up there, which is a blue gem or a red gem. The blue gems increase our health value total, and the red gem increases our total damage. We ideally want to power up our damage output so that we make short work of the upcoming bosses that we're going to be dealing with.
Yep, I just picked up a prison key there. We're going to save somebody. And he's going to tell us where the key to get out of here basically is.
Yeah, I think this is like a prison of some sort. And because Max has the key, he's the one that has to open up the prison. And there are allies we can grab here, but because this is co-op, we do suffer quite a bit of lag by getting these allies. So we actually opt to not grab them. That, and we gain time in saving on text.
So one thing about Erangashuna, the character that I'm playing, is her strongest attack is this straight chain whip like this, but if I attack a second time, it'll do a spin like this, and it actually provides pretty good coverage, but it does a lot less damage. So there's going to be times where I do use that, and we'll see that in the next stage in a very particular spot of the game.
Looks like we have another donation is from G-Virus for $5. That simply says, Red Sus AF. I wonder who he's talking about.
Red Sus. Time to yeet him to outer space.
But I did see Blue Vent earlier, but I can't be for certain. So maybe chat knows.
I'm going to take the safety herb here because it took more damage than I wanted to.
Yeah, so every time we complete a level or an act, I did not do the thing I was supposed to, but yeah, that guy's random too, where he likes to spawn, and you can one cycle him pretty easily in co-op, but I did not mash properly. I did not do the claw technique to make tech smashing faster. I'm gonna grab this doll of life since I'm still only down to 1, and well, as you can see, I'm a little more fragile early on in the game as the mage. Oh god.
Well, it looks like we have a $50 donation from Sensato that says, so much good stuff in this marathon. This is the run I didn't want to miss. And trust me, we didn't want to either. We are glad we got this co-op incentive met. Let's keep this hype going.
Thank you, Sensato, a great supporter of this community. So this is actually one of the scarier levels in the run. Luckily, we have the Dolls of Life. I'm gonna wait here to let my partner catch up.
Yeah. So the reason this level is really scary is it's very long, and we have total reason to believe that the enemies can be pretty psychic in this level, in particular, most particularly these axe throwers. And because they can fire stuff from before they're even on the screen, like so. Like I actually took that pretty safely.
We're gonna do a small optimization here. He's gonna grab the sword of ambition while I'm gonna stay back so I hit the transition a little sooner. There's small co-op optimizations like that, but
I'm gonna try to. Yep,
yeah, that's another
called
psychic.
it. Psychic axe throw right there. All right, so this is a pretty scary room right here. I'm gonna let Max take the lead here a bit and just do my best to avoid taking any hits because collision is a thing in this game.
Right there, I was fighting for the sword and he got it. So our partner we would have normally had would be gone here. So I'm gonna kill the spider.
Those partners are being dragged away. We'll see them again at some point.
Finally. Alright. So we're pretty
Yeah,
critical health here, so we're hoping these axe throwers are gonna be nice.
And these, I guess, zombie dragons, they have two different types of shots that they can do. One, I think, is to disable your ability to use magic, and the other is to poison you. And the latter of those two is awful. I think you lose about 7 damage. Holy! Look at these axe throws right now.
Watch out! Okay.
Yeah. These axe throws are pro. And
that's some of the worst you can
particularly in a lot of danger. I think probably it might be wise to let.
You want to get to Herb?
No, you should get it. I can stay out of range if I have to and let you take the lead.
All right, so
That's of course dependent on me staying out of trouble.
All right, you have a doll. That's okay. So welcome to
I
Arcus
don't even
Odyssey.
know where that axe came from. This is why we say this is a really scary level.
Yep. There's actually a trap here. All we have to do is jump in there and dodge the bowling balls. That's what I call them.
That's also an area you can soft lock the game in co-op because you can get each other's stock. Because, you know, hitboxes are a thing in this game. And collision.
I just got hit by a blue ball, which is fine. Which prevents me from using magic, which we don't actually use in the run.
Alright, so here's the boss. Where we're going to proceed to destroy him completely. He can throw out a whole bunch of ads, and the goal is to kill him as quickly as possible so that they don't become a factor. With weaker characters, such as the archer, that fight's a huge problem because of that. So I'm gonna have to take this doll of life here, because now I've died twice. But that's okay.
So you can see there, I was able to hit the enemy that would normally come out when you cross there. Oops. This is the worst part of the RNG. We have to wait for these dragons to pop out because passing through them when they're not there would be totally against logic.
Yeah, they still have an active hitbox that you can't actually run through, even if they're not visibly out of the shadow.
That second section was pretty good.
So I'll look after this next speech bubble. It's very important I select the right one, because if I select yes, we lose about, I think it's like a bar and a half of health. It's something along the lines of that.
Yeah, this game is treacherous.
Back to more RNG.
This game selection choices often give you the wrong choice as the default option. So you actually have to wait for your tech selection. Including the last stage, it actually makes you restart the stage at the last boss if you select the default option.
Oh, this is really bad luck here.
This is welcome to Dragon Lair.
Oh god! It's no problem, I'll just run into enemies.
So now we gotta kill these little... what do we call them? These barriers, I guess.
Yeah, so we're trying to get the water to start flowing around here. Oh, wow. This has been rough. If I can survive and not take another hit, I should be okay. Because coming up to the boss room here, Mannix does start in up ahead of me. Wow.
Well, it's okay. We'll get over the doll later if needed. So we didn't talk about why my weapon is so good early on. You hear all those hits. Basically, the whip attack in the straight line does a damage every frame. That's why you hear a bunch of hits. So keeping it in the hitbox of the boss is really good. But starting here, now the mage is at max power upgrade and he literally takes over the game.
Yeah, so this is the point in the game. Oh, I'm gonna actually take this because I know I'm in a bit of trouble on the Dolls of Life. This is the point in the game where the mage starts to be the one to take he's the one that basically face tanks, and the warrior main decides to kind of sit back and let him take care of it. This is a bit of a risky strat, admittedly, for the mage, but it is the fastest way to deal with a lot of these encounters.
One thing we didn't talk about is how the mage's damage work. You see how he shoots three shots, but if he's in close proximity, the 3 shots hits the target actually does triple damage, and he can mash them. So combining triple damage and with the ability to mash with the character, he basically obliterates everything in a few seconds. And he's got full range for screens like this where you don't see ahead what's going on.
But yeah, that ability, because each and every one of the shots of the mage does damage separate of each other, he just obliterates most fights. Which I did not properly show off there. That's okay. Please don't kill me. Thank you. Okay, so now we got the Potion of Invincibility here, and I'm going to select this. Keep going. And I'm going to use it, and I'm going to take the shots so that Mannix does not take the hits. And we want to kind of veer off to the south part here so that this guy, so we aren't waiting on him to do his whole pattern. And now this is the point where we start stacking blue gems so that we make things a lot safer for ourselves.
Blue gems either give you full health or increases your health. I'm already at max health here. The mage will be able to take one more. And this is one of the... This is kind of like a mini boss rush, kind of like a tower ascend.
Yep, a lot of encounters.
And
This second room in particular is probably one of the more hazardous ones, because remember when we talked about poison status? Yeah, poison status is great. As you're going to see, most of my health is going to be drained, because poison is just great.
I didn't say it, you jinxed yourself.
I know, but unfortunately this is the problem with being a mage. I have to stay close to the enemies in order to do the most I can. We should probably kill this one guy and then try to go back.
So the reason we do this stupid thing is because the game doesn't spawn the fourth worm.
What?
It didn't even work.
Didn't even work. Maybe I gotta do it.
There it is.
Yeah, we don't really understand what the issue is with that particular worm, but he doesn't properly load the way the other three do. So oftentimes a lot of runs die because of that particular room.
Alright, so here if you select yes, they actually heal you, which we'll use to our advantage.
Alright, so I'm gonna, once again, face tank yet another boss. And he's going to proceed to get destroyed. Gonna take my final blue gem here, and we're just gonna get on out of here.
I'm just gonna skip that one.
Yeah. The warrior maiden at this point doesn't really need any more power-ups, and neither do I anymore, but we aren't going to have any more power-up gems from here on out. So what we got is, you know, what we get in the end.
I just got poisoned, but that's alright.
Yeah. The Mannix, I don't think has died up to this point yet, so I think he can... Oh, and doors are an issue, apparently. Oh boy. Woo! No, I don't want to be poisoned.
My god. Whoever put this RNG seed needs to go.
Yeah, a lot of poison shots. Really scary stuff. Yeah, poison's not a joke in this game. This is... I mean, there is a way you can heal yourself with a poison status, but it very likely does involve...
That was actually a really good place for me to die, because I had to wait anyways. Look at that. That shot almost hit me. Oh,
oh god! There's another shot!
It's like worse than Nintendo 64 angles.
Yeah, getting shot. Yeah, this is a good spot for mage because there's a lot of places where his trajectory of attack is very easy to kill enemies from.
How did he live?
No idea.
I gotta admit, this is a special seed. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of RNG of enemies.
Yeah, it's been a pretty special run.
So if you have some times to read comments or donations, it's a good time. We're just gonna kill a boss here and it's a little walk.
Sure do. We had to do a quick refresh in the back end over here, but I'm going to go ahead and read the charity information for the charity that we are working with. The Equal Justice Initiative is committed to ending mass incarceration and excessive punishment in the United States, to challenging racial and economic injustice, and to protecting basic human rights for the most vulnerable people in American society. We are almost up to 1K, which means that we are one step closer to reaching our goal and making the world a better place for people out there who most certainly need it. But we do have some more information about the upcoming bid wars. We do have a Pitfall costume selection coming up. I believe that might be tomorrow, but still, I can read out the costume selection for you guys. You got Pitfall Harry, Nicole McAllister, the native costume, and the retro classic Pitfall Harry costume. So remember, whenever you are donating, be sure to select your bid war of choice. That way your donations will go towards that. And I expect to see some awesome bid wars coming up here pretty soon. So carry on.
Thanks. We're actually at the last boss here. Casimir has 3 forms: Wizard, Dragon, and Demon. So time is in about 30 seconds, so get ready, timer. But it's going to be when there's a big Kamehameha on screen. You can't miss it.
Yeah. So there's like 3 forms to this fight, and there's a lot of luck involved in that level as well. Yeah, so Max is going to have to just back off a little bit because I died there.
All right,
there we go.
Get ready for time. Time.
GG.
All right, that was Lady just blasting Castamira back to her death. So there's this big war of gods going on between Lady and Castamira. And they kind of get released, and you have to reseal them. That's basically what the story is about. And yeah, I don't know what the time is. I'm curious.
Looks like the tech people were having a quick huddle real quick. I didn't see the exact time, but Ben Showsly says it was 18:57. So GG's, guys. That was an excellent run. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Thanks. Sub 19 with all the safeties and the deaths that we were pretty much anticipating. Yeah, that's exactly right around the wheelhouse that we were thinking.
How many times did I die? I think of that run.
More than I remember.
I think it was 4. Yeah, that just kind of emphasizes that playing the mage is a little scary, which kind of really emphasizes how scary it is to play archer, because that's even more risky.
Yeah, if you guys want to learn this run, it's pretty easy as well to pick up, and we have some resources, and we've also just revamped the leaderboards to have accessibility, and you can of course message us if you liked it. And if you don't have a Genesis, because I know not everybody does, there's actually Arcus Spirits, the port on the SNES, which is kind of like the Japanese version of the game, which is very similar. So you can actually enjoy this game on the SNES, which I know a lot of you own one.
Well, that is awesome. I mean, thank you guys. Where can we find you? Can you shout out your channels? You stream on Twitch. Is there a Discord community we can join for Arcus? I mean, let us know where we can find more about this game and you.
Well, for me, it's easy. It's Mannix86 everywhere. Whether it's Discord, Twitch, Twitter, you name it, I'm Mannix86 all over.
It's a fairly niche game, so there isn't really a Discord, at least not right now. But the resources are there on speedrun.com. If you... and I mean, if there's something, any sort of questions you have to ask, you reach out to either one of us. As for my own Twitch stream, I mean, I know my name is sort of spelled a little funky with the numbers in it, but the quote-unquote O in my name is not really an O, it's a 0. And the A is a 4, as you already know. Otherwise, it's all small case letters.
Gotcha.
And that's where you can find me.
Well, we appreciate you guys so much for coming out tonight, and this was an awesome run. So look up next, we are going to have Pokemon Puzzle League ran by FFR Pro 21 coming up here pretty soon. So sit tight, guys. We'll be right back.
Thanks all.
Thank you.